Yeah. No one really changes. They truly, slowly transform. Because any instant change in life at all, be it for plants, cells, or human beings, again, any instant change brings forth a certain type of shock. And during that time, you either wither, die, or just lose a sense of mind or time. Seconds or minutes and hours you just can't get back. But for me, a shock, nah, I couldn't handle that. You say, nah, not you, Mr. Man, and I say yes, because that's all I am, is a man. That's all I am, is a man. I know in life, for me, I finally transformed because my surroundings are different, but I am not. And I would just like to tell you all that don't know my name, it's Alvin the Black Pearl Hargrove, a.k.a. Ghetto Shakespeare, and would like to say, get ready for this new slogan in my life and in my business. It's bigger than me.
Alvin Black Pearl Hargrove is an awesome entertainer, writer, producer, and hairstylist. Born on March 8, 1974, to Felix and Mabel Hargrove.
Probably my first memory of Pearl growing up was I could see the potential in him when he used to come through the neighborhood with a lawnmower and a set of haircutting clippers.
Growing up in Huntsville, Alabama, Alvin is the youngest of 13.
It was tough, but I loved it. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Alvin experienced a life full of ups, downs, shocks, and surprises. Growing up on the north side of Huntsville, Alvin was taught a lot about his community and the people who lived in it. Alvin quickly realized that if you don't work, you don't eat.
Most of the time you did everything by example because you saw somebody before you do it and you just grew up picking up the slack.
For some kids, Saturday mornings was to sleep in or watch cartoons. But for Alvin, Saturday mornings were spent cutting grass for the preacher at his local church.
I remember waking up to the phone and she was like, get up, you should have cut grass. And I was like, with who? She said, the preacher. I said, how much I'm making? She said, nothing.
Having many older brothers and sisters gave him upper hand on a lot of things. At the age of 6, he was given the opportunity to perform in a talent show at Alabama A&M University, hosted by his big sister.
You wanted to do the best you could do because you had your brothers and your sisters in the room, and they always pumped you up to do it, and you almost didn't want to let them down.
Alvin jumped on stage with a smile so big and an attitude so strong, he captivated the audience with his dance move he called Super Bad.
It's just that every time I would do the move, they would just say, that boy's super bad.
It was then Alvin realized he was born to be an entertainer. Alvin was always told what to do growing up in the Hargrove family. You had to fall in suit.
Like almost getting in line at school, don't touch nothing, get straight, or you're going to get checked. So eventually, you just fall in line or be forced to be put in position.
One bright Sunday, while everyone was at the park shooting the breeze, he had the perfect idea of how to take advantage of such a lovely day. He put a barbecue grill on the back of his brother's pickup truck and sold barbecue at the park that entire afternoon.
That's what you would hear. I guess that's what everybody can say. He put so much charcoal in the grill and just how he lit it and it just, but it's smoking, but everybody knows Paris is full.
He hosted his very first big barbecue for senior class skip day in spring of 1993.
It was a good day. We barbecued, everybody came out, enjoyed themselves over to the house.
That was the day that Black Pearl transformed into someone who believes my word is my bond.
Always saying, talking something crazy, but, whatever he said he was going to do, he did it, so.
Black Pearl was well known for his smooth words and ability to capture any crowd. He was always the center of attention and very much the life of the party.
He was always one who was very good with people, and his personality just kind of made people wanted to come to him or come toward him. So,
no matter who you were, once you met Alvin, he automatically became your friend.
My barber,
that I'd go to and talk, and he would talk, and we had a great relationship.
Black Pearl quickly became more popular than Alvin, so he decided his name would become Black Pearl. In spring of 1995, Black Pearl completed the cosmetology program at Drake State Technical College in Huntsville, Alabama. There he met his lifetime friend and business partner, Victor Love.
Man, the first time I met Pearl, man, actually, it was on the campus of Alabama A&M, man, and I saw this guy standing in some stretch, man, glasses, like these trucker glasses, man, and I was like, man, who is that guy standing up there, man?
It was then the duo became known as Slick Vic and Black Pearl. After graduation, the two started a small community event called Easter Haircuts.
I remember the first Easter cut. There were a number of children there. The fact that he had the intuition to do a Easter cut and invite the young kids from the neighborhoods and the school system to be there and give them free haircuts said a lot about his willingness to give back.
The young man was putting on a program for little kids, cutting their hair for free, and I was there getting my hair cut. And at the time, I didn't know if he knew, I don't think he knew I was a national comic.
Who knew that this event would be the start of such a popular trend in the salons around Huntsville? Later on, that same year, Black Pearl sponsored his very first hair show competition at the Holiday Inn Research Park.
The Holiday Inn Hair Show was one of the funniest events I have ever been to. It was one of the premier shows that had ever hit Huntsville, Alabama. It was great.
Although it was hard, he had to learn quickly, your business is not your friend. Mrs. Powers instructed Black Pearl on everything from maintaining healthy hair to protecting his image. Yeah, the problems came just as she said they would. During his second hair expo, a few stylists decided they would sabotage his show.
You had a lot of people that were kind of in competition with you, you know, more so than people that's trying to work with you.
Some of them stopped payment on their registration checks if they were not selected to place in various competition categories. He did not allow that minor setback to affect him. High Fashion Salon opened for business on November 2nd, 1996, with 25 customers.
It was almost like a dream, you know. We really didn't cut customers. Everybody was just really to come in and seeing, you know, how the shop was, because it was this big buzz about this shop, man. Got 13, 14 stations, and it's so big, and it's about some young guys.
Maxine Vaughn and Cynthia Crutcher saw great potential in Black Pearl. He was a positive individual willing to work for what he wanted, and the community recognized just that. He enjoyed what he did so much, he wanted to take his vision mainstream and participate in hair show competitions. Less than 4 months after entering his first hair competition, Black Pearl landed a spot on main stage at the 1995 Bronner Brothers Summer Hair Show Extravaganza.
But now you know it's like this big shampoo bowl. You see everybody's up there, they're getting down, they're jumping, and you just want to get a taste of it.
Did you know that during the fall of 1998, High Fashion Salon sponsored a comedy show at Joe's House of Entertainment? That event brought the guys so much attention that they were invited to be a part of Alabama A&M University Homecoming Parade the following year.
We came up with this thing about we need to make it look like the shop. So we ended up making our float, man, like the salon. We had a little waiting area, we had dry styling chair. We even had our portable water fountain on there, man. And it was the first time a salon had entered a parade.
A new vibrant company known as Joyce Williams Hair Care Products sought after the small businessman.
It was a big starting point of knowing that you were able to touch a platform with someone so big in the industry, you know.
Black Pearl was all over the mainstream media during his reign as a great celebrity stylist. He, along with his staff, traveled all over to promote the group they call the Hair Mob. This group featured the hottest stylists from High Fashion Salon.
You know, I was actually one of the cutters. Pearl was also the stylist. We had an up-and-coming barber, his name was Orlando. He was a stylist now. And Timothy Hughes, a.k.a. Razor King Buddha Green, he did the eyebrows. So we was kind of more of a team that did your hair productions and all your hair seminars, and at the same time we was, singers and rappers at the same time. So
During that time, Black Pearl and his stylist became major endorsers for a product line known as Something Special Hair Care Products.
Yes, we worked with Something Special, owner Lester Davis, and we had an opportunity to make our first educational video tape on with his product line.
They traveled all across the country in efforts to make the company a household name. Black Pearl also joined forces with one of the South's hottest hair models and created one of today's largest hair productions ever, the Tag Team Hair Battle.
Where you was like this boxing ring, and it was like the tag team thing about it was, you had a stylist person go in and start doing hair on the model, then you had somebody else that'll come up and finish it. So that was the tag team thing about it, and then, you could tag some person out just like the WWF wrestling,
The Tag Team Hair Battle was the fastest growing production ever. That very next year, Very Famous Products was born. Black Pearl teamed up with Emma Savage to produce one of the most outstanding hair care systems in the world.
And later we decided to team up and join make our own products to go in a new direction.
This hair care system was formulated to enhance healthy hair that holds great styles and shine. In 2000, Very Famous Products was invited to stand center stage at the WLD Wild About Hair Show, New Orleans. The city was so amazed with VFP products and stage productions that they welcomed the latest addition to high fashion salon enterprise to Bayou and Broad Street. Anxious to get the business going, Black Pearl ran across a major issue shortly after the opening of the salon.
The salon, man, it was kind of rough when we first got there. It was a lot of construction that we had to do to get it, up to code 4 to be operating salon.
Upon arriving to the city, Black Pearl was under the impression everything that concerned the building was in full compliance with the law. Let's just say when he arrived to the Big Easy, he suddenly felt a little uneasy.
Knowing that your parents and your family members already were in question about going so far and trying such a venture, and you couldn't really explain the things that were going on, so it made it more tough to deal with based on you didn't have anyone to express these situations to, being so far from Huntsville.
The landlord of the building never did keep his end of the bargain by repairing the building to pass city inspection. He made many connections during his time in New Orleans. His greatest reward was just having a business in the Big Easy, despite suffering such a loss. In that same year, Black Pearl met Dorothy Green, owner of Eurobliss Fragrance Company of Chicago.
They told us about this young lady that had some products and thought they would be good to market our products along with her products.
Mrs. Green was the daughter of the first black chemist in the hair care industry. She was excited to join their hair show tour. She traveled with the guys and had great times at the Dixie Chicken and their favorite place, Dusty's Restaurant.
Dusty's Restaurant was a nice restaurant that had all of the great singers come through, and all their pictures and stuff was on the wall. I just knew one day I would be on the wall.
Everyone was living the high life during that time. The staff of the salon was making good money and going places. They were all eager to hit the road to do what they loved to do, entertain. Black Pearl was the main source of financial support for the whole group.
Well, financially, because a lot of the stuff I would push for, I just felt only, obligated to make sure that at least we just get it done and we'll deal with everything else, later.